Hey, welcome back to The Breakdown, episode 4 or 5 or something like that. They're so good. There are so many we've lost count. I'm Norm James along with Merrick Sutherland and Brent Lail. The Maple Leafs have come to town. The mighty Maple Leafs have blessed us with their presence. The rookie tournament going on. Some fantastic hockey happening at John Labatt Center. 5,000 people at the Pittsburgh Leafs game. Are you surprised by the turnout?
Not really, because we know how big the Maple Leafs are, and we know how popular hockey is in the cities when they, are scalping tickets for a junior hockey game. They can draw 5,000 for the Maple Leafs, even if they're the baby Leafs or the baby Leafs, or however you want to describe it. A good atmosphere, though, in those games that the Leafs have played.
Interesting that the Leafs fans out there have let go of this idea that they have to bring in top-notch or high-priced free agents to make their team better. It's all about starting from scratch because the Leafs have no other choice. Merrick, do you get that sense as well?
Oh, absolutely. I think, if anything, the Leafs were one of the last teams to grasp the concept of the post-lockout, right?
Sad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's sad. But, I mean, now you're seeing it with all the young kids coming up, and it's exciting. It's exciting as a fan, too.
Well, Nazem Kadri, a big name at this event because he is the Londoner. However, the Maple Leafs trying to shield him a little bit from not just the fans, but the media. Michael Liambis, the controversial one, shielded as well. I have a bone of contention here. I'm not too happy about this. I think that they should let these players sort of deal with the heat because this is indicative of what's going to happen in Toronto. Brent, are you on side with that?
Somewhat. I think that the issue right now with the Leafs is they basically want to protect their players and not have them be asked the same questions over and over again. But these guys, they're there. They're, if my boss, Norm, says to me, go down and get me a clip from Nazem Kadri. Well, my job is to go there and get a clip from Nazem Kadri, and they say he's not available. But he's standing 3 feet away from me. They could have a scrum, 2-3 minutes, control how many questions are asked, kind of even control what questions are asked. Let the reporters who are there, the media are there to do their job, get the clips they need, and get out of there.
I'll counter that because I think, like you say, your job is to get the clip. Their job is to protect their investment. And if he's having a hard time with the media attention on one day, if he's having a bad day, that's their job to do that. And you know what? There's no question that he hasn't been asked in that building that you could ask him today.
What does it feel like playing in front of your hometown fans, Nazem? The thing is with Michael Liambis, he knows what he's going to get from the media. The team knows what kinds of questions he's going to have to field. Do you think it is right that they pull Liambis back, keep him in the shadows, and don't have what happened with him in Kitchener 1 year ago overshadow the event as a whole?
Exactly. And you know what? I think it actually also helps get away from that robotic answering that hockey players are just so accustomed to. If they're answering the same questions over and over, it just becomes routine. Hold them back.
Don't we miss Rob Shrimp? He would always give you the clip that everyone wanted.
So interesting, the Toronto Maple Leafs might come back next year, the year after that. We know the John Labatt Center would like to have the Maple Leafs back for this event. Do you think it gets bigger and better, especially if it comes back to London?
Well, I heard Brian Burke say the other night that he was thrilled with the turnout and the way that London had hosted this tournament. So I think it only makes sense for it to stay here. It's 2 hours away from Toronto. They had it in Kitchener before, but this is a little bit bigger venue, and I think it's a perfect fit.
I'm sorry. This is no doubt a Maple Leafs town in comparison to any kind of Red Wing faction there is out there. It's no longer split down the middle. I'd even say that a bulk of the pie goes to the Montreal Canadiens, and we're not serving pie, Merrick. The Western Mustangs football team, 50-19 winners over McMaster. I thought the Marauders were supposed to show up with a game, but Mac goes down in a blaze of glory courtesy of the Western Mustangs. Are you surprised by that?
No, I'm not surprised. And I am surprised at the same time. First of all, it's a tale of two different teams, the home and away. I mean, the Mustangs are unbelievably good at home. Now, I think the real test is when they play another good team on the road, can they take that with them?
What did you get out of that
game? Well, what I got out of that game is that when you talk about another good team on the road, I don't think there is another good team besides Western and Ottawa. After looking the way they dismantled Laurier and they dismantled Mac, maybe Queens is okay, but Queens had trouble with Mac. And so I think really right now, I think what that showed with that big win over McMaster is that there's two teams in the OUA, and then there's the rest. There's Western and Ottawa, who played a 1-point game in Ottawa, and if that game was at Western, maybe they would have won. But really, I think what you're going to see now is Western run the table the rest of the way, because I don't think there's anybody that's that great that's going to compare to them. So I think really, if as of right now, it looks like a Western Ottawa Yates Cup. It's pretty far away to say
Western,
that, but it looks like it.
Western could be 3-0. But, you know, Frank Sinopoli and the boys got it done on the final series in the capital city. Still, the Stangs looking all right. Going to Windsor now. Is this going to be a gong show? God bless Mike Morency and the Lancers, but I just don't see them getting anything accomplished against Western.
It's really unfortunate, and as we all know, Mike Morency's in a contract year this year, and I think that there's going to be a lot of pressure on him to do something. Especially in that Western.
Windsor lost 40-7 against Queens last week. You know, they barely beat U of T, and I know at the beginning of the season people were saying if Windsor beats anyone besides U of T, then they've really accomplished something. So I think it's going to be a 50-60 to 7 game.
The University of Windsor is all about track and field and basketball, and the rest they are working on. Guys, before we go, I have to give Bob Gage, the late great one, a shout out. Left $1 million to Western Athletics in his will. He supported Mustang sports during his life and even after. Hats off to you. For Merrick, for Brent, I'm Norm James. We'll catch you next time on The Breakdown. I was serious about that pie comment, too.
I like the pie.
You like the pie?
I like the pie.
You've never had
Lemon
apple pie?
meringue?
Oh, yeah. Apple pie.
A little warm peach pie in the summer.
One for you, though.